All right, here's an update for Ripple XRP to the dollar using the Bitfinex price feed. So Ripple did a very massive near vertical move vertically in a five-wave impulse. Beautiful, classic, vintage Elliott wave move. The only thing is it was a bit vertical. Usually in equities, you would see this more on a 45-degree incline, but this was like 70 degrees. Wave 5 itself was a bit extended. It wasn't longer than 3, but it was a heck of a lot longer than 1. So we can say still, but shorter than 3. So basically 3 and 5 kind of extended. It's just that 5's extension didn't bring it to longer than 3. And then after 5 waves, what do you get? You get a retracement. And anything that moves near vertical has to have a very, very deep retracement that happens in a very, very time extended format. And this retracement, when you pattern it out, yes, you get a wedge, a downward bullish wedge. But never consider and believe that an altcoin can do a very quick correction. It just doesn't happen in cryptos. Even with the market cap for Ripple, I think already from additional pattern perspective, this is going to go sideways for a little while. And you can already probably tell from this that the price will probably go sideways and then start swinging up back around Mayish, end of April. And if you now label this whole thing from an Elliott wave perspective, you can get W, X, Y, X, and a Z. And that's pretty important because it lays out and outlines the hurry up and wait syndrome. It really hurried up the impulse waves, and then the resulting subsequent correction is very slow. We're talking maybe 4 or 5 months. We've already done about 3 months or so, maybe 4. And if that's the case, I think we are more than 2/3 complete. So we need to then focus on the final Z wave. How is this going to look? It's already from here to here looking very sideways action. That means anything that moves sideways will have to be composed of a complex correction. And that complex correction could be looking like this. A W, X, Y, X, and Z. And those will be the subwaves of the blue Z, the higher degree of trend. And I think what this will certainly mean that it'll make an incremental lower low, and look where it is. Exactly the same as wave 2, the bottom of wave 2. And if that's the case, then this retracement has retraced to the prior wave 2, which is on a daily scale when there's been a bit of an extended fifth wave, very typical. It already went for this Y back on early February, almost hit it. Now it's going to go sideways, incremental lower lows, extend in time the correction. And Yes, this could go on and on and on and on and on. Look at this. So this projection is simply a projection. And this WXY could be WXYXZ, but I don't think that's on the top of the probable criteria. I think it's more on the scenario of this. By mid-April or so, we should potentially have Z of Z. Maybe that could go into the end of April. But from the looks of the whole thing, you can draw the convex outline. The whole thing is very curvaceous. So yes, it can go into June and rise and then correct into July. I believe in July we're looking at a very sizable correction as well. Maybe another 50, 60, 70%. Will it make new all-time highs into June or so? I think there's a pretty darn good chance for that, yes. So is now the time to be taking selling actions? Or is it time to be taking and getting ready for buying actions? That is a question that needs to be self-made. But based on the preponderance of the evidence of Elliott waves and pattern, what do you think? All right. I hope this has been helpful in our helping to augment your own due diligence to help you make better self-made decisions. Thank you and have a wonderful day.